A lady at my church this morning was giving out a whole bunch of figs. So, I have this big bag of figs here, and instead of letting them rot on my counter, I decided to make some fig jam. So, let's see how that turns out. Okay, so the first thing I gotta do is get rid of every single one of these stems. One down, and a bajillion to go. Alright, and there we go. Next thing we're going to need is some sugar and a lemon. But I don't have any lemons, but I do have lemon juice. The recipe I'm looking at calls for 1 lemon, so I'm just going to eyeball it and see if I can get the right amount. Okay, 2 cups of sugar. So there's 1. And 2. Oh, yeah, and I read the comments, and I saw that some of y'all were saying, oh my gosh, cringe, she's using a liquid measuring cup to measure dry ingredients. So, to everyone who did that, here you go. Here is your dry ingredient measuring cup. 1 cup. There we go. Now, stop bothering me. And the next thing we need is the lemon juice. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze some lemon juice in here. That seemed like enough? Good measure. Okay, so there's the lemon juice. Okay, and then it says to bring to a simmer on a low heat. So let's see, low heat. Let's do 4 at low heat. And it says stir continuously. And right now I can't really stir it all that well. I gotta wait for the heat to do the heaty thing. So right now it just looks like a bunch of figs and sugar. Hope this doesn't turn out bad. Okay, now it's a lot more stirry. I just had to mash them up. And now the next thing to do is set it to low. Get rid of this spoon. Put a lid on it and let it simmer for 1 hour. Oh, and before anyone says anything, yes, the figs were washed. If I see any comments that say the figs weren't washed, it means you didn't watch the whole video, and you should. So if I see that comment, I'm going to comment back on it that you need to watch the whole video because the figs were washed. I just forgot to show it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so for the next few steps, I'm going to be dealing with very hot, fruity liquid. So I don't think it would be safe for me to record with my phone and do these tasks with one hand. So basically the next thing that I need to do is once the hour is up, I keep stirring until it's a certain consistency, and then I do some frozen plate thing to check to see if it's done. I've never made jam before, so I'm just following instructions. And something about putting a jar in boiling water to prepare the jar to put the jam in. Again, I'm just following instructions. Next edit, hopefully I will have the jam ready and I will be able to taste it. Well, getting the jam into the jar was an absolute disaster, but I got most of it, so I'll call it a kind of win. So now the instructions say to boil the jam in a jar for 10 minutes? Is this necessary, or is this like extra steps for if you like want to store the jam for a while? I guess I'll do it. I was reading the instructions. I actually don't think I'm gonna need to do the boiling in a jar for 10 minutes because I think that's to seal the jar, and I don't want to seal the jar just to like almost open it immediately after. So I'm not gonna boil the jar. Alright, and now the instructions say to store it in a cool, dry place, which sounds like a refrigerator to me. So I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 30 to 45 minutes and let it cool off, and then I will put it on some toast. Okay, and now the moment of truth. I wouldn't say that figs are my favorite fruit, or whatever figs are. They're fruit, right? But I would say that's actually pretty successful jam. They kind of have a weird taste to them, but it's still really good. Well, I'd say this is a success. I guess I'm going to go eat the rest of my toast. Thank you.